Hello everybody, this is Bench85. That was a horrible turn. This is, this is Bench85. Welcome back to another episode of Farming Simulator 19 Season 2, where we are headed over here to the Crop Production Services to pick up some fertilizer. This is solid fertilizer. We need to go around the backside. We need some seed is what we're looking for. As you can see, spring is definitely sprung. It is mid-spring. It is finally warm enough to start planting a couple of items. So we're going to start on that today. Which I should see here while that's filling. So wheat and barley can be planted. Canola can be planted. Potatoes are the big one that can be planted. And then a whole bunch of other things here. The ones we're waiting for the most. I think I was looking to do oats. So oats we're going to have to wait just a touch. And then corn and soybeans are 50 degrees. So we're going to have to wait a little ways there too. But this should give us a lot of seed to work with, especially starting out here. And once we start getting potatoes, we can just use the potatoes for planting on their own. So that shouldn't be a problem. $9,000. I think we're also going to want to put 2 stations. Actually, no. I think we're going to have 1 station. Liquid fertilizer we're going to put on our farm. It's going to be more expensive to get it from there, but it's the best place, or at least the best way to store it, per se. Since there isn't tanks we can put down to store it that I've known. I don't know. If there is, let me know. That'd be awesome if there was a mod where I could just put tanks there and then I could come to the store with like a tanker. And we should have our hazards going here since we're going down the road. We're supposed to be using our lights more often. I almost forgot. Yeah, I don't know if there's a mod for that. Anyways, we'll just have a tank and we'll just buy it from there. Seed we'll have here. Solid fertilizer we'll use for the planters. I think we're going to get a pile of that. We're just going to fill stuff up since it's such a distance to go. And the seed's just going to sit in there too. I wish there was a good way that we could do it with pallets, but I don't know. I don't have a tractor that can handle pallets right now. So it's not something we can do easily. Maybe down the road we can do that if we got something better. I do like this side, this travel point a little better. We weren't going on the main road over there and everything was really flat and kind of boring. This area is kind of hilly and there's lots of trees and a lot of nice landscape over here. Maybe I should have started the farm over here somewhere. But I really didn't drive this area very well, I guess, so I didn't know what was going on. But I'll get back to the farm. Okay, I'll come help you. I guess I need to go put together a game, so I will meet you guys after I put the game together and after we get the planter all set up. So I'll see you guys in just a bit. So as you can tell, I am recording this while the munchkin is still awake. So this is our potato planter that will work with regular seed, although it also will work with potatoes, which is the goal here at some point, so we don't have to, we can just reinvest the crop that we have. So this should fill it. It's funny how that seed just turns right into potatoes. And I'm doing it this way because there's a whole bunch of it that ended up outside of the shed, which I don't want. Oh, we brought back 2100 and this thing is going to fill up fast. we may not have enough seed here. So then I was also looking here and trying to see, and I think it's going to have to be at the other farm. So let me actually go over here and look. Actually, no, I want to stay in here because I want to zoom out and look. Is there a good place? Probably over there. So let's go to placeables. Let's go to miscellaneous. We're looking for a liquid fertilizer tank right here. And it's going to be more expensive here, or off of here. Well, actually, if you can put them right up next to there, it might work at the other farm here. Whereas if we have the seeds and stuff here, we might as well do everything here, right? Oh yeah, I can put it right up against here. Well, perfect. Okay, so that's full. We should be able to fill the liquid fertilizer from here, just like that. Oh, caught that. And then field number 1, which is the field right in front here, is the field that we want to put in as potatoes. We're going to get a lot of potatoes from this. So all it's going to take is to unfold it, and zoom back in a bit here. We'll line up right here. And this is going to take some time. So we'll start it up, lower it down, and we should be able to start planting potatoes. Oh yeah, there we go. We'll have to see how fast it runs out. I have a feeling we're going to be filling this up quite often, and we're probably going to have to go back and get some more seed. But that should all work. I may not be close enough to the edge of the field here. We'll see. I'll have to watch and see what way he turns. Hopefully he turns into the field, to the left, or to the right I mean, not into the edge of the field. So I'll keep chugging along here and we'll see how long this takes. So it actually turns out that it's a lot faster and quicker if you just use the chase cart here, the auger wagon, to grab your seed and actually fertilizer, because it hauls 30,000 at a time and it unloads really nicely. Although I probably should have moved that planter. Oh boy. Sometimes it does weird things because it's touching the building or something goes on, but oop, nope, I don't want to do that. I want to do Control I. I'm just going to drop a big pile here and hope for the best. I don't know if you can see here while this is doing it. I actually only planted, I don't know why it's green, but it is. I only planted to that little step right there. I'm going to plant the front part in grass. That seed's going to spill out, isn't it? Makes for a really big pile. Oh boy. Is it going to work? Oh, it's stuck. There we go. Okay. I think we're okay. Yeah, I want to put grass up there so we can start baling hay. Utilizing that for the cows that we're going to be getting. Money is definitely already looking short. We're going to have to borrow some. We actually have $250,000 borrowed. I didn't realize it when we started. And there's no way around it for now, so we might as well start getting the cows going so we have a little bit of income. That's somewhat residual. Plus I want to get into the new hay mechanics which look really, really interesting. I think this tractor is going to be our best bet for the drill, so we should probably just go over and get that. It's parked over here on this farm, actually. But let me get that start planning there, and as we progress here, I'll keep you guys informed as we start planting, especially when we get the big drill out. So it turns out I actually messed up in what I was doing here. The reason I say that is I was planning on planting oats for the pigs. That's what I was going to grow, and so I was waiting until it became 43 degrees for a soil temp. And guess what? Oats doesn't work on pigs. Oats is for horses only. So I could have planted the barley, and I could have planted... I was afraid of that. Oh, this is barley that I'm planting. And then I actually looked it up. So corn is your primary for the pigs. So we're going to have that planted when we get a soil temp of 50. And then the next heading is either wheat or barley. We are planting wheat right now. I think we're okay. But maybe I went a step too far out. I'm actually gonna hire another worker again here. So wheat and barley. So we have barley planting right now. And then the third heading is either soybeans, canola, or sunflowers. Well, we've got canola that we could have planted at 41 degrees. Or sunflowers are at 45, so we can't quite do that, but we can do the canola. So we can plant the canola, and we didn't. So we actually wasted some time and wasted... Well, it'll end up being harvest time, because it's going to push it back a little bit later. But it is what it is. I don't know if you can see it from here, just barely. The potatoes have actually come up out of the ground. So they germinated properly. I haven't seen weeds coming up yet, but I guess we'll have to worry about that in a future episode. Just kind of keeping you guys posted. I'm really excited for the big planter to come out, and I want to talk about a couple of things when we're actually using that. But I'm going to finish up this little field here, or this little bit that's left, and then we're going to move on to number 3, which is just across the way. Plant some canola there. Basically setting up a rotation. So canola and barley back and forth, or canola and any sort of cereal crop. If you put them back to back, they're both over 100% efficient. So they're really good rotation crops. So with this one being a cereal crop and the one next to it being canola, we just switch it back and forth, and we are right as rain is what it's going to come down to. I was also looking at the forecast here. So today we're okay. Tomorrow's supposed to be rain. Looks like for the whole day, but then we're going to have 3 days in a row here of decent weather, which is definitely a plus. We're going to have to look and see and try to fit in this when we can cut and bale hay. It's going to get complicated a little bit, so we're going to have to see how that goes. But going into the summer, it should have better weather if I have my geo set up correctly, and there's no guarantee that I do, so we'll have to see what happens. Is it going to do that last little bit? I think so. Because I noticed on a couple of these fields here like this, there's sections that actually aren't planted. You can see that little corner there. If you can see it where the color of the ground looks a little bit different. That's grass that was planted over the top of cultivated land, so Um, oh, now it actually said that it was done. Let me check here. I can plant it, I think. Oh, it actually listed as planted over here. I'm not supposed to be able to plant that. I don't know why that did that. And I can't change it unless it's shut off. Oh, I just went past it. I gotta go all the way back around. Canola. So let me get this field going here. Start it up, lower it down, and send it through. And that barley field that we just finished, it's on top of this cereal crop from the previous season. So it's gonna be, don't do this, at 86% effectiveness. Oh, so it did hit. I noticed it wanted to turn around, but that'll be alright. So I'm gonna get this done and let it warm up a little bit, and then we can put our cornfields in. Alright guys, I know you're probably want to yell at me, and I would too. I didn't notice it when I bought this. I bought 2 drills, right? Well, I shouldn't say that. I bought a seeder, bought this guy right here for 100,000, and then I turned around, went into here, and bought this guy. You notice something between a corn planter and this one right here? Look at all those additional crops. You know what that means? I only need this one. I bought 2 planters and I only need 1. Now this one obviously doesn't have fertilizer as an option, but that's okay. We can fertilize. We can add that. So in reality, I just planted all these fields with this little planter, and it took a while. And I could have been using this one. And it makes me a little bit angry, but it is what it is. It's alright, we'll get it. We'll get this planted now. We're gonna have some very white tires in here. Is what it is. So welcome to summer. It is officially the first day of summer. Okay, we do have corn. Good. I want corn to be planted. Hire it up. Look at that giant swath. Wouldn't it have been nice if we were actually using this planter to begin with? But you know what? It is what it is. So because of that, actually this guy is not going to be able to do it, is he? We need this guy. I don't want the sprayer on me right now. I want to find... Ooh, watch where you're going, buddy. Potatoes are doing good. Actually, everything's doing pretty well. I did notice that the fields below there do not, or have some weeds popping up, but it's very spotty. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, like right there, there's a little patch of weeds right there. I think they can show up more prevalently if you don't do anything. I'm not going to worry about it for the first little bit here. There's a spot that didn't plant or didn't grow. Interesting. Let's see here. I believe our planter, yep, is right there. So I'm actually going to end up taking this back to the shop. There's no point in me having 2 of them if I got one like that. Especially one that's much bigger. And we need the money. So I'm actually going to quick eye, unload it. We'll use that stuff at a later date. Turn our flashers on because we're going down the road, right? And this guy's going to go back to the shop. Well, I'm not actually gonna take it to the shop with you guys in tow here. We're gonna utilize that money though for some other things, so I'm actually gonna pull off to the side here. That should work. Looks like it's pulling hard. So, plans here. What I want to do, let's go back. Yeah, let's go back here. So we're going to have 2 fields of corn there. We've got our potatoes that we're going to have to harvest. We've got the grass here. So we're going to use that money to get some baling stuff here. We're going to need the mowers, the tedder, the windrower, and the baler. And probably one more piece of equipment beyond that. And then we're going to have to get into harvest. I'm not going to touch anything with the cows yet. I don't think we're going to be able to. I think we're going to have to wait. So I'm going to save some of the bales. We'll see. I'm hoping, or my plan is I can sell the crops I have here, hopefully. Although I don't really want to sell too much of it. We're in a tight spot, aren't we? We may have to go one season just harvesting for making money, including the potatoes possibly, because they do work out pretty well. I mean, they are worth quite a bit of money. And then use that to go into cows next season. And then from there, next season, prepare for going into pigs the following season. So pigs might be season 3, or you know what I mean, 3rd time through here. You'll also notice too that the ground temperature is only 48 right now. This actually needs 51 to germinate. But I did notice we've got a cornfield here and a cornfield here. And those are still listed as planted. They have not germinated yet. So, good to know. They were like that previous season, or late spring, and they didn't die, at least not yet. So I think I'm just gonna put this in, and then hopefully it will germinate. Hopefully. Like I gotta clean up a little bit here. But that's going to be the plan, I guess. So next up is going to be hay, so I will get that planter back, and we may have to borrow a little bit of money. We'll see. The bales, I'll have to see. The bales may have, I think we're only going to be able to harvest once. So what I might do is I might just sell these bales, get some profit from them, and then if we have to, we can always purchase. If we go here, we can purchase bales. They're pretty cheap. You can get silage. I didn't know that. And feed the cows if we have to do it that way. But with that, guys, I'm going to wrap things up here. So thank you all for watching. And as always, enjoy the summer sun and take it easy.